All right, we got one. Episode 70, 100 Simple Life Truths. It is September 25th. It is 5:36 p.m. 5:36 p.m. We are here. We are live. We are abundant. I am the host. You are love. You are greatness. You are abundant. You are gold. Um, wow, episode 70. Episode 70. I don't know why this feels like a milestone for me. Each episode is technically a milestone. We have less than 100 days left in a year. I think it's 100 and no, I'm lying. I think it's like 99 or 98 days left in the year, right? And I'm trying to knock out 100 episodes before the end of the year. Of course, I'm gonna do that. Of course, 100%, I'm gonna do that. I might be done by October 30th. But I might be done by Halloween. I might be done by Halloween. This is my second episode for the day, and we here. We live. Do I have any motivation for y'all? I don't have any motivation. We still in monk mode. We still grinding. We still doing everything we gotta do to do everything we gotta do. Right? We still making sure we achieve all our goals. We reaching every milestone that we gotta reach. We still achieving. We still abundant. We still living. We still life. Right? I appreciate y'all for coming in. If you've seen every episode, if you've seen every single episode, I appreciate you. I appreciate you are in rare company. You are in rare form. And I know from the first episode to the last episode, you've changed, you've grown. Because I know I've changed and I've grown just by producing these, just by putting these out. Um, yeah, I feel great, man. I feel like everything that I want in life is gonna come. I just gotta be patient. I just gotta live in the present, live in greatness, and I'll get it when I need it. Right? It's gonna come at the right time, at the perfect, perfect time. Right? But it's not gonna come without the hard work. So I gotta also grind it. Actually, gotta put in the work. I gotta plan for it. I gotta prepare for it because preparation and opportunity makes success. It grows success. It breeds success. Right? If you're prepared and opportunity comes around, you have no choice but to succeed. You will succeed no matter what. And I don't understand why people aren't motivated. And I haven't seen people really get into it, right? I understand this world. We're in an election year. It's 2024. We're in an election year. It's scary. The election is scary right now. The way the world is, the way America is in general, it's scary. But enough of that. I'm gonna get straight into it. It says episode 70. Put your heart on a leash. Put your heart on a leash. That one kind of hits me a little bit because I sometimes my heart is not on a leash, and I put it out there, and then I realized that the whole time I should have been on a leash. Um, I'm not perfect, right? Nobody is. We can only strive for perfection, and even when we don't get it, we get really, really close to it, right? Shoot for the moon, and you fall amongst the stars, right? And you guys are stars. You guys are love, abundant, right? I love speaking life into my people. I love speaking life into my people. So we're gonna get right into this. I gotta kind of make this one somewhat short, not really short, but probably maybe it probably won't be under the 10-minute mark. But my phone is dying, and I wanted to record before I hopped in the shower. So maybe I could record again when I get out the shower. Thinking. So it says just because your heart wants something doesn't mean it's wise to pursue it. Yeah. Yeah, some things, the glamour of certain things that we see in the world may not be conducive to what we want. Like you may want that fast car, but you know you're gonna speed in it and you might get into an accident. That's the safe analogy I can use. He says, when it comes to our emotions, rational thinking and logic are rarely in the room when our heart is speaking to us. Correct. The language of our wants rarely focuses on what makes sense, but rather on what will scratch an itch we have inside. Man, that's something I've been dealing with, struggling with for a while, man. Because certain things that I want, and I know they're not good for me. I know it's not gonna benefit me at all, but I still pursue it. I still go for it. Why? Because my heart speaks with passion, right? My heart is very convincing. Excuse me. As someone who's pursuing his life's aspiration, I'm completely down for folks to chase what their heart desires to the end of the earth. Death is the only true deterrent, and once that occurs, it doesn't matter because the game is over. Correct. I just drank some raspberry tea. I know why it's making me burp, gassy. Um, yeah, you should chase your dreams, right? But understand what it is you're chasing. Some things are better left as dreams. And then there's something else that I thought about, right? I just saying the word dream just reminded me about something else I was thinking about. Sometimes, like me right now, right? I want to get my pilot's license and buy a plane, right? That's my side quest. That's my side quest outside of graduating school and getting into my degree, right? Getting into the field in my degree, right? My side quest is to buy a plane. Is to get my pilot's license and buy a plane, right? And I know once I graduate, it's gonna take me a minimum of at least 1 year to actually get my license, right? But I'm motivated by that, right? I'm motivated to make the money to be able to afford a plane, but there's gonna come a point where I have the money to get the plane, and I'm not gonna buy it. It's having the opportunity to buy it or having the option to be able to buy it that is me reaching my goal. To be able to, yeah, I could go buy this plane right now, but not buying it. Or I could go buy this Ferrari, this Lamborghini, this Pagani, not buying a Pagani. Um, I can go buy this Pagani knowing that I can go get it, right? Like that, but not going to get it. Because by the time I reach the goal to being able to buy it, afford it, I'm gonna have way bigger goals that I can't even fathom right now because I'm limited in my knowledge and my resources, right? And I'm limited in the knowledge and resources that I feel are obtainable. And once I obtain those, then other doors unlock, right? So he says there's a few things that we should keep in mind though. Following our heart is simply giving into the urge that we believe needs to be quenched. It doesn't fit within the confines of making sense, but more of feeling good. Some who consider themselves to be realists have ensued with this because they feel it's too idealistic and can lead to much pain. Personally, I agree to some extent, but we need to think, but think, well, personally, I agree to some extent, but think we need to differentiate the idea of immediate gratification and authentic passion. Yes, I agree with that. Fear is a large roadblock in our heart and can be used as support for our brains to tell us to stay safe and avoid risks. What we are really staying safe from, death, that can only be delayed, not avoided. Death can only be delayed, not avoided. Failure, that's an essential part of growth. Failure, that is an essential part of growth. It is important to have those failures and to learn from them and to grow from them. I'm hard pressed to find anybody that has succeeded in everything they set out to succeed in. I'm hard pressed to find anybody that has succeeded in everything they set out to succeed in. And if you have succeeded in everything you set out to succeed in, that means your goals aren't big enough. That means you're limiting yourself. And it sounds contradictory, right? But you have to have grandiose ideas and you have to fail at those grandiose ideas at least once before you achieve it, right? There has to be setbacks in your path to greatness. There has to be setbacks in your path to greatness. Suffering, that's an essential tool for survival. Playing it safe doesn't ensure anything in a universe where we have very little control. Yeah, don't play it safe. Go for the gusto every time. Go for the gusto every time. Have elaborate, grand dreams and goals and aspirations and go for them every time and fail at them many times and achieve them once. You gotta achieve your goal one time. You could fail at it a million times as long as you don't die in the pursuit of what it is that you're going for. you'll always have a second chance, a third chance, a fourth chance, a fifth chance. So just keep going for it. Keep taking those losses. Keep failing, because sooner or later you will succeed at it, right? But of course, you can keep going for it, keep going for your dreams and goals, and keep going until you fail at it, right? Your heart is not your heart. It's just a romanticized label for another part of your brain. Mm. Your heart is not your heart. It's just a romanticized label for another part of your brain. Never thought about that. It's not simple black and white idea that we're using logic versus love. There are multiple parts of our physique that comes into play every I said physique, psyche that comes into play every day when we interact with ourselves and the world outside. Mm. There are multiple parts of our psyche that come into play every day when we interact with ourselves and the world outside. Wow. We're highly self-indulged animals, and we are pretentious enough to believe that everything and everyone is created for our bidding. This is one of the reasons we internalize and relive our suffering so much. Yeah. Um I am yeah, I believe I am someone that has done that. I internalize my losses more than I internalize my victories, right? Because when you win, there's nothing to look back on. You don't need it. There's nothing for you to learn from. You won. You feel untouchable when you win. You feel like you're untouchable. When you lose, you have to go back to the drawing board and figure out how to win the next time, right? So yeah, I agree with that. We're highly self-indulged animals and pretentious enough to believe that everything and everyone is created for our bidding. This is one of the reasons we internalize our suffering so much. It's why me complex. It's a why me complex that allows us to ignore those around us, and focus slowly on pointless things that are bothersome to our lives. Yeah. So we basically he's kind of saying we look past the good and focus on the bad, because it's a it's a defeated mindset that a lot of people want to use as an excuse as to why they're not succeeding. There isn't a right way to live your life. Even if you make an unwise decision, you have the power to turn it into gold. Like I said, it isn't over until it's over. Keep trying, keep thriving, keep going for the win every single time. And even if you make a bad decision, you take that lesson and you turn it around. Take that lesson and you turn it around, because it's not over until it's over. Only you know the desires that exist inside you, and if those desires don't result in harm and exploitation of others, then they may be worth exploring. People want to make up stereotypical deathbed regrets, but really the only thing I can think of is that we may not enjoy the end of our lives. We didn't bother taking the time to design the way we wanted. So basically, so basically, what he's saying is, don't get on your deathbed regretting life. Don't get on your deathbed regretting life. What you need to do is go for it every single day. Try to win every single day. Live life as present as you can, and thrive for greatness as much as you can, knowing that you have a plan for your future every single day, and get up and go for it. Don't get on your deathbed and have regrets. And that goes into one of the other episodes that I just did, was like, regrets are stupid. It's stupid to have regrets, because as long as you live in your life every day, even if you fail at everything, you're giving it your best. Some things are just not meant for you, right? And maybe you need to reformulate your plan in order to achieve the things that you want to achieve. And also, that's where looking deep down within yourself, you learn what it is that you are capable of, and what it is that you really can achieve. Not everybody can achieve everything, right? And it might sound harsh, but Everything is not for everybody. If everything was for everybody, everybody would be doing everything and the world would be chaotic. Everyone has a place in their life, right? Or a place on this earth. And of course, we can always achieve higher than what it is that we may be limiting ourselves to. But knowing what you're capable of and how you are, knowing yourself, being content with yourself, you'll know what it is that you can achieve and how much work you have to put in to achieve it, right? And you may think it's going to be easy, but it's nothing worth having is easy. Nothing worth having is going to come easy. So he said there isn't a right way to live your life. Even if you make an unwise decision, you have the power to turn it into gold. Only you know the desires that exist inside you, and if those desires don't result in harming and exploitation of others, then it may be worth exploring. People want to make up a stereotypical deathbed regret, but really the only thing I can think of that we may not enjoy at the end of our lives is that we didn't bother to take the time to design it the way we want it. Is that an easy task? No. Is it worth it? For sure. I read in your mind. If I read your mind, you owe me another $5. Yeah. Is it easy? No. It's never gonna be easy. Life comes with its struggles. We all go through our struggles, and like I said in the last episode, and at least 40 other episodes prior to being on episode 70, I just lost my train of thought. um, Damn, what was I thinking about? Is easy? No. Oh, it's okay. I remember now. It's not life is not easy. Life happens to us all, but life is 90%, 10% what happens to you and 90% how you react to it. So yes, it's gonna be a struggle, but how you react to it, how you thrive through that struggle, how you stay positive through that struggle is how your life is gonna plan out. If you salivate or you bask in the negative and you just exude negativity all the time, just negative thoughts, negative ideas, your regrets, or you have a low vision of yourself and you don't praise yourself and you don't see yourself as high and mighty, not necessarily in correlation to other people, but your own self-worth. If your self-worth is low, your life is going to be low because your life is going to reflect your ideas. And he who thinks he can and he who thinks he cannot are both correct. Remember that. He who thinks he's right and he who thinks he can and he who thinks he cannot are both correct. 100% both correct. I low key want to light this candle. I'm kind of my mind is kind of racing right now. I don't know why. I'm up to the last little part of this. Let me see. I don't know. Maybe I am. Maybe I'm not. Yeah, I am up to the last little part of this. I'm gonna light this candle. This is the tobacco and bergamot. Bergamot. Great freaking candle, man. I don't know if it's gonna pick up yet. Tobacco bergamot. Um. Yeah. Yeah. Put your heart on a leash. Put your heart on a leash. Control your heart, your heart's desires, and what your mind can tells you that you can actually accomplish may not be the same thing. And your heart is powerful, but your heart isn't here. Your heart is here, right? Your heart is just another part of your brain. I'm gonna read this quote and then I'm gonna read this last little part because it correlates into what he's saying, right? That it's not gonna be easy. Learning yourself and being honest with yourself and learning what you're capable of is not easy, right? It takes a special person to do that and thrive through it, right? So your pain is the breaking of the shell that encloses your understanding. So the more you understand, the more the shell breaks, and the more of course it's going to be painful to break the shell, but once the shell is completely broken, there's no more pain and there's more knowledge, right? There's more understanding. And unfortunately, sorry I have to be the bearer of bad news, but the shell is forever cracking. The shell is forever cracking. Like you'll always be learning until the day you die. You'll always be learning until the day you die. So your pain is the breaking of the shell that encloses your understanding. It is the bitter potion by which the physician within you heals your sick self. Therefore, trust the physician, which is yourself, and drink your own remedy in peace, silence, and tranquility. So as you learn, you heal yourself. As you learn, as you break the shell of your understanding, as you get more knowledge, it's painful, but you are there to heal yourself. You are there with yourself to not necessarily coddle yourself, but you heal yourself. Trust me, as you learn more, you'll learn how to get past the things that are affecting you. So the last part, the last little part of this episode 70, put your heart on a leash. 100 simple life truths. Me, your host, you are you. You are you. What should I call you guys? The listeners. I don't want to call you guys listeners, man. He said, don't be afraid to get hurt. It's part of life. Pain, heartbreak, setbacks, disappointment, it's all part of life. Pain, heartbreak, setbacks, disappointment is all part of life. Don't be afraid of it. Don't be afraid of it. Don't necessarily embrace it, but be prepared for it. Be prepared for it, because when it happens, you never know when it's going to happen. It's going to catch you by surprise, and the more knowledge you have of self, the better you will be able to handle it, right? So don't be afraid to get hurt. It's part of life. It's only unnecessary if there's nothing to learn from it. And you can learn from everything. Like I've been telling you guys for 70 episodes, you can learn from everything. I can learn from things above me, things below me. I can learn from things beside me, things behind me, things in front of me, and things all around me. I can learn from other people's situation. I can learn from my situation. I can learn every single day. You can learn. I can learn from a book. I can learn from a video, a song, someone else telling me a story. You can learn. Take knowledge from everything around you. So he says, hurt, the pain, is only unnecessary if you learn nothing from it. So when you're going through that break, that heartbreak or that pain, it says put your heart on a leash, so I'm going to go with heart. When you're going through that heartbreak and that pain, make sure you take a lesson from it, because then you just squandered a lesson. You just went through heartbreak for no reason. You just went through the pain for no reason. Get the understanding. If the shell breaks, the understanding has to come with it. The knowledge has to come with it. The lesson has to come with it. There's no other way. There's absolutely no other way. Don't waste the setback. Don't waste the setback. And there's always something to learn from it if your mind is open enough. So always go into every situation with an open mind that no matter what, you're going to take a lesson from this. You're going to enjoy it until you can't enjoy it anymore, and then you're going to take a lesson from it. No matter what, you're going to learn from every single situation. Every single situation. You're going to learn from the situations you win from as much as you can, and you're going to learn from the situations you lose from as much as you can. Right? You're going to take more lessons from the losses than the wins, right? Because that's when you get to go back on it to the drawing board and figure out what it is that what one little step that you did wrong to make you not succeed in your goal. But life goes on. Life goes on no matter what happens. Life goes on. We learn, we live, we love. We control our heart. We don't let our heart take too much damage. But we don't live in fear. We don't live in fear. We understand we our mind has to control our success in the terms of saying that we can do it. Your mind, like I said, your mind is powerful, because he who thinks he can, and he who thinks he cannot, won't. It's pretty simple. It's pretty simple. I hope you guys have been learning from these. I've been learning from these. Sometimes they hit me at random times, because I don't, like I said, when I record these episodes, I have not read ahead in this book at all. So when I get these episodes, I'm listening and I'm getting my thoughts just as you guys are, right? And my thoughts might not, might read the same thing, and my thoughts might not be the same as yours, but we're both taking some sort of lesson out of it, right? Everyone here is going to take some sort of lesson from it. And we may not agree on it, but that's the beauty of it, because no one wants to live in an echo chamber. I don't want to read the same sentence and everybody get the same thing from it. There's no lessons in it. There's no growth. And when one person is reading something and the other person is listening, the listener might interpret what the reader read differently. And then there's always a third person in there, which is the writer. So the writer mean something, the reader may think something, and the listener may hear something. And it all could be three different things over the same sentence, over the same book. But I digress. This was a good episode. This is episode 70, episode 71 soon to come. Real soon to come. I love it here. I hope you guys love it here. I hope you guys keep watching, keep learning, keep growing. Like, comment, share, subscribe, all that good YouTube stuff that people say at the end of their videos. Follow me on Instagram. Like, comment, subscribe over there too. Do all that good stuff. And be abundant. Be abundant. Love ya. Be safe.